All right, so welcome back to Rock Bottom with Rhoda and Dan. I'm Dan.
And I'm Rhoda.
As we mentioned last time when we were here, we said that we would continue with that Minnesota CF, and Minnesota. Anyways, that Trump had something. There was a whole lot more to in his mind for Minnesota.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
that
he didn't
he
just
thought.
obviously he didn't just say, "Hey, we need to go to Florida or we need to go to Minnesota because that's where the crime is."
Yeah.
He went there because he had an axe to grind with their governor.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah.
Because that's how his mind works.
He's got to get revenge on everybody. And in Minnesota has never elected him. He's never won an election in Minnesota.
Right.
And that's wrong.
That is wrong.
So that means there are a bunch of thieves and crooks and they,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, because if he was just going after the people or going to
go after
a
for
state,
illegal immigrants or people that,
he would go to Florida.
Yeah.
He would go to Texas.
Yeah.
He would go to any other state but Minnesota.
Yeah.
But
it is weird that he's not really focusing on border states, except for California.
Right.
Everybody else.
It's all blue states, though.
Does Minnesota? This is a dumb question, but does Minnesota border Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so must be after all those Canucks. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
let's not forget that it was Tim Walz that was part of the ticket that was running against him.
Yeah.
Tim Walz was not.
He was not very friendly towards Mr. Trump.
No, not at all.
Yeah, and MAGA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he had some not so
flattering things to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how it is in politics.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy. This guy
you
doesn't
can't
understand.
take a punch. You can't take a. Yeah. Well, and ICE is that way too. You can't ridicule them. You can't make fun of them. You can't just laugh them off because they get pissed.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. That's like you being disrespectful. Yep.
Yeah, that's and so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It didn't have anything. Well, Minnesota's never elected him.
Right.
But Tim Walz, he had an axe to grind with Tim Walz.
Yeah.
And if Harris was the governor of a state, he would be going after that state.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, that's just how he works. Okay, that's how he works. He goes after his enemies. What he doesn't quite understand is that if he's gonna be throwing punches, there's gonna be people throwing punches back at him, and he can't take that. He's never been able to take that.
Yeah. No, you can't. And this is one way to get his revenge.
Yep. So Minnesota, this has been it's been a horrible deal. Like we said on the last show, we ended up losing 2 people out of the deal.
Yeah.
But the crap continues. We had a couple of journalists.
Yeah. Oh, before we get to that though,
sure.
I said last time that you couldn't get a criminal warrant on illegal aliens. You can't. It is a criminal act. It's a misdemeanor. To get a warrant to invade their houses.
Sure.
If it's public property, you can get a warrant and you can go and arrest them on public property. But in order to invade their house, to force your way in, you have to have a judicial warrant. And that means you have to go before them and prove that you know this person is there and that they're legal and all this stuff. And so they've kind of bypassed that and they're just doing administrative warrants. So that's why they're doing it. And I'll put a correction on that because I didn't think that they were able to get a judicial warrant. They can, but they have to work for it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, for Don Lemon and Georgia Fort, she's another. Both of them are independent journalists. They got warrants for their arrest, but it took a while because they went before two judges. They got turned down by both of them. They went for a grand jury. There's that old saying that a prosecutor can have a grand jury issuing a warrant for a ham sandwich if they wanted to. So, because all they have to do is show one side of it. They don't have to prepare the other side. It's not like a trial. You don't have to have both sides show their thing. They don't get to have their attorney show up. They don't even get to know about it until the warrant is. They come and get the people.
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, the reason they arrested them, and there were protesters in Minnesota. There were about 40 of them. One of the ICE, I think he's a superintendent. Oh, he was an acting field officer director. He was a pastor at this church.
Oh, yeah.
And they decided to go in and protest him.
Yeah.
Now, you're not supposed to. Church is private property. So if you go in, which is strange to me because we're not letting them. They're not paying taxes because they're a religious thing, and I thought all religions were supposed to let you in no matter what. But
Sure.
But apparently it's considered private property. So if you do it, you can get into trouble. Anyway, Don Lemon and Georgia Fort found out about it.
Yep.
They had their microphones there. They went in and interviewed the protesters and the pastor and the congregation.
And they identified themselves.
Every time they went, I'm not here protesting. I'm not with these people. I'm just here trying to find a story. I'm just here to see what's going on. And yeah, everything that you see for both of them, they talked about it. And Lemon's live stream. It wasn't like he cut it up or anything.
Yeah.
And like I said, they interviewed both sides. At one point, he did try to explain why to I think the pastor. Oh no, to a congregant. He tried to explain to him why people are upset, and the congregant said something about his view of it, and Don Lemon said, well, that's not really what's happening here.
Right.
But apparently, somebody said, and I don't know who, I think somebody, maybe, because they say the people that went to get him, let's see. I'm not sure whether. Pretty sure that Donald said something about, you got to do this, and so they came up with this
Bogus,
charge.
Bullshit
Yes.
charge. Yes.
It's called the FACE law, and it was developed for people that were barring the entrance to an abortion clinic.
Gotcha.
And they made it so that you can't keep people from doing something like that. And they're using it because apparently they're thinking that they prevented them from having their sermon and having that. And so the people that were protesting, yes, that's what they were doing that. So if you want to arrest anybody,
how many of the protesters were arrested?
I'm not sure how many were, but they did. Yeah, they did get them. But yeah.
But let me just make this point.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that if that would have been Britt Humes from Fox or Sean Hannity, also from Fox, they would have been patted on the head and said, "Good work, boys.
Yes,
good
you
work,
were there
boys."
for doing it.
But Don Lemon has never given Trump a lot of credit. Okay?
No.
Don Lemon has always made Trump toe the line.
Yeah.
Or at least tried.
Yeah,
He's
he
never
was
been
like,
kind, and there's a lot of journalists that have never been real kind to him, and quite frankly, I've never seen any reason to be kind.
No.
Okay?
No.
But if that would have been other journalists from another network, they would have been...
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen now.
No. And they arrested him in Los Angeles. He was attending the Grammys to report on it. And,
absolutely he was. Sure.
And his attorney offered to do a voluntary surrender. Actually, they had 12 federal agents execute, approximately 12, so I guess they're not really sure, but to execute the raid. He was handcuffed near an elevator, denied a phone call. He actually used Siri on his Apple Watch to notify his family and his attorney. So Georgia Fort, she was arrested at 6:30 a.m. at her home with her kids there. And she live streamed the whole thing on Facebook if you want to see it. The White House, on their official site, on the White House, on their official X account, they posted a meme mocking the arrest with the caption, "When life gives you lemons, ... Yeah.
Dumbasses.
And then they had a
God.
spokesperson, they had Bondi's spokesperson post an image of the Attorney General with laser beams emanating from her eyes because she's going to get you nowhere. Yeah. And then Bondi sent a letter to the governor, Tim Walz, demanding access to the voter registration rolls, Medicaid data, and an end to sanctuary policies in exchange for withdrawal of federal Operation Metro Surge agents.
Okay, let this sink in. Let this sink in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they said, okay, boys and girls, if you want these thugs,
if you want us to stop
out of
bothering
you want these thugs out of your city,
Yep.
out of your state,
Yep.
hand over your voter rolls.
Yeah.
Hand over whatever.
That was another thing. They're going and it might be a coincidence, but I kind of doubt it. They're going after Democratic states that have fought handing over their voter registrations, and which the federal government has no reason to have our voter registrations.
No, it's out of their hands.
Yeah.
Every state's got their own rules, okay? Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, they go into Georgia. Mm-hmm. They steal their ballots from 2020.
Yeah.
And God only knows. You know, we both work. Mm-hmm. We both work elections, okay? So we know exactly how things work as far as
protecting the
always.
Yeah. As far as
you cannot screw up an election. You cannot fake an election. You cannot rig an election.
No.
You just can't. But I also know one thing. When there's a recount, the people that come in and they want to recount, they pay for it, okay?
They do.
They come in, they have a group, they
and
pay
they
for
have
it.
their people there watching. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's not like it happens in a vacuum and you don't, it's all private. It's like...
And those ballots never leave the township hall.
No.
Okay?
They always have dual control, the Republicans and Democrats there, signing everything, countersigning each other.
And they take these ballots now in Georgia. They've taken the ballots.
The ballots, you only have to keep the ballots 22 days after an election. It's been more than 22 days since they took the 2020 election results, and so they didn't even have to keep them that long. Mm-hmm. Everything, like I said, everything was under dual control. You always had people signing everything. Well, now with a criminal case, you have to keep custody. You have to keep all your records of custody and always show that they were always in your custody from day one. And you have Raleigh's records to show it. Well, now these are out of Fulton County's custody. They have no idea. They can't guarantee anything about these anymore because these people came and got them. We weren't going to talk about this, but let's go to that.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. They took, they had some kind of warrant. All we know is that it had something to do with fair, the voting rights law. Civil, and they said that the federal statutes were the Civil Rights Act of 1960 and the National Voter Registration Act, which has applicable timelines and statutes of limitations. No, wait, that's why they don't. Okay, and no, I'm sorry. They said that it violated Title 52, which is, voting rights in administration of the U.S. Code. The Civil Rights Act of 1960 and the National Voter Registration Act of 1993. Both of those have a statute of limitation of 5 years, which it's passed. So they might not be able to bring any charges or anything, but they can. But it also means they won't have to go to court because the statute of limitations over. So they can see whatever they want to, basically, because they don't have to prove it in a court of law. That's my opinion. That's why I think they're doing this, just to bring and Tulsi Gabbard was there. She is the head of she's the head of the Department of National Intelligence, which usually looks at foreign threats and has no domestic law mandate. So there's a question about why she's there. She says she was there because Donald Trump told her that.
That's
she
an ongoing
should
thing.
go there, but Donald Trump just says that no, I don't know anything about that. But she also facilitated a call from Trump to the FBI agents that did the raid.
Right.
To tell them what a great job they did. Let's see. She revealed that her department has been conducting a review of electronic voting systems since April of 2025, claiming that intelligence systems are vulnerable to manipulation by determined actors. Now, as we said, we worked at elections. The voting machines are not tied up to the internet.
Absolutely
absolutely nothing. You can't. There's nothing. There's nothing there touching. They're plugged into the wall. If you're dumb enough to think that people can get in through there and change things, well, I can't help you. But there's nothing.
True.
There's no way somebody can hack into them and change votes for somebody to somebody else. And even if they manually counted the ones in Fulton County.
Yes.
So unless they could get into people's brains and hack them, nothing happened. They counted them 3 times. They always came out with, there are some discrepancies, sure, and
but there was only a handful, maybe at that.
Yeah.
So.
And if you look at how, if there was that many people, they have people monitoring elections, they have people monitoring the counting, they have people coming in and checking all your policies. We had to show them what we were doing when we were doing things. Things can happen, sure. Somebody can come in and claim that they're their mother and vote their thing, but that's one vote, and you can't have a whole.
It's very difficult.
Yes.
I just don't know how.
Yeah.
And I've used this example many times. All right. Somebody votes absentee. All right. And so they walk in, or they have their ballot mailed to them.
Yeah.
They fill it out, mail it back. Those ballots never get touched, at least in our state, okay? They don't get touched, they don't get opened until election day, then they get processed, all right? So, Joe Blow does his absentee ballot 3 weeks before the election.
Yeah.
If by chance Joe Blow dies a week before the election, that gets flagged.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
your
township clerk.
your county clerk,
Oh,
your
county clerk,
county
yeah.
clerk will get a death notice. All right. So if you die a week, a few days before the election, it gets flagged because the county clerk gets a notice of who died in the county. All right.
And it's taken off the records.
So it gets taken out. It gets flagged. So on election day, just before the election, all right, the just before election day, the previous afternoon, the previous evening, they get a printout of all of the
People that
registered voters and all of those voters that are alive. If by chance you died, your name will be scratched from that.
Yeah.
So
the township clerk, he gets his, and he compares signatures for each thing.
yes.
And then his computer system will say, this person's not there anymore. So when we count them up at the end of the night, we'll have one more extra than we have.
Right.
He has records. And we
Right.
trace it down. He gives us a list, and if that person's not going to be on the list anymore.
You're right.
So we know right away that, okay,
Right.
something's wrong with this, we'll check it.
So if we get
Yeah.
because you get a list of every.
Yeah.
So we get the ballot. All right, Joe Blow. All right, Joe Blow's ballot number 72. We look on the list. Joe Blow's not on that
Yeah.
list anymore because Joe Blow died. That gets flagged, and then
It does.
bear in mind, ladies and
And we keep a
gentlemen,
record of that, saying, okay, we got this, we figured out that this person has passed away, this is and this is the unopened ballot.
Right.
Because we don't open the ballot when we check, you don't, you want it to be, because we're not supposed to know what you voted for.
Absolutely.
So we don't open the ballot.
dual controls.
yeah.
All right, Democrat and Republican. For stuff to happen,
Yeah.
everyone in that building needs to be in on it.
Yep.
That doesn't happen,
No.
people. That
No.
doesn't happen. And I don't give a rip what people think. Oh, it might not happen in the small towns, but they do in the big cities. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm
Yeah.
calling bullshit on that.
Do you really think that like I'm a Democrat? Do you really think I would sit back and let a Republican do something like
Yeah,
that?
not
And
gonna
that same
happen.
thing, they're not going to let me do something like that.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah, it's
Absolutely, it's just not gonna. It's just not
No.
gonna happen. Now, and so what I was gonna say
Yeah.
is that there is a chance that would slip by. Okay.
like there's well, if you have your mother's up in the attic stuffed.
Yeah.
And it never gets reported that she died. Yeah, then you could probably get away with voting for
But
her.
if Joe
for
Blow
that.
died
But,
the
yeah.
day before,
Yeah.
okay, if Joe Blow died the day before, and they didn't take him off the
Yeah.
list, could that go through? Absolutely, it could go
Yeah.
through.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's one vote.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I know what people are thinking. They're probably thinking, well, that could throw an election in the big cities. Absolutely, because 50,000 people a day die
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the big cities, and that's
happens.
enough.
Yeah,
That's
and
enough.
they're all voters too. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
yes,
And
they're
they've all voted absentee.
Yeah, and they all
and,
voted
um,
absentee. Yeah,
So
and they all had somebody's. Well, that's the dead vote. But yeah, it's like
there are so many things in place, so this stuff can't happen.
yeah,
I assure you, it just can't happen.
yeah.
If
And you can't say, okay, now we know how to do it. Now we know, and we'll figure out a way. Well, that's how we do it here. Every other county might do it completely different. We don't know. We don't know because we all get to make our own laws and not our own laws, but our own rules and how we're doing it.
we have our own procedures.
Yeah, we all have
Everybody's got
our
their
own procedures, and we all.
Now,
But it does. But like we get trained
yeah.
by state of Michigan. I think that's right.
Yeah.
And they do say you need to have.
Everyone's
Everything's
gotta
got to
have
be
dual control.
Yeah, everything's got to be dual control. So it doesn't matter how you do it, but as long as you have to have the dual control. And like I said, they have people coming and looking over your shoulder and stuff. So, and if you really think that that's happening, get a job doing that.
Absolutely, they're always looking for people.
Yeah.
They're always looking for people.
We happen to work for a township we don't live in. So it's not like, and I don't know how it is in other states, but it's not like in Michigan that you have to work where you're from. So
we could work. I believe we could work.
I think they said any place in Michigan. Yeah.
It's just very difficult. And so for these people, and it pisses me off to no end when people criticize, how people work the elections. You don't like the way they're doing things, and
Then
if you
you
want to
can
shoot
do
your
it,
mouth off, go find a job working the polls.
Yeah.
Just go find
nobody
it.
will prevent you. You just have to be. I think you can't have a criminal record, but other than that, you have to be legal age, and I don't even know that you have to be able to vote. You probably have to be a registered voter because you have to tell whether you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Right.
They don't. It has to be Republican or Democrat because they're the major parties. I don't know that it would. If you said you were independent, you would be able to. You'd have to pick a party, and you have to say that that's what you are.
Yeah.
The thing about this, the operation was overseen by deputy director and an acting special agent in charge. The local oversight, the special agent in charge at the FBA's Atlantic field office, which would be the one that would normally be the one that would be in charge of that. He was removed or resigned 1 week prior to the raid. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. And then the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Missouri, he was designated as the lead investigator for election integrity cases nationwide, bypassing the local Georgia prosecutors. There's been a conflict between the state authority and established legal procedures, and that the state, between the state authority and the federal intervention. They've been kept under judicial since 2021. The physical ballots in Fulton County have been kept under judicial seal issued by a Superior Court judge, and you're not supposed to unseal the ballots without a state court order.
Right. Right.
The federal county officials say that the criminal warrant that they did was a way to get around that. Yeah, and like I said, the chain of custody, they have no idea. They can't now. They can no longer verify that that's what that is because it left their hands.
Well,
and these are ballots that are not open, unless you're going to do a recount or something, right? What goes to the state offices and stuff are the tapes.
Right. It's just the tapes. The ballots, and they have the ballots. They have the ballots, but the ballots are all kept in our state. And I don't know what but in our state, the ballots are always kept at the township level.
Yeah.
But this is the weird thing that you better be really thinking, because these thugs come in and quite frankly, probably most of them can count to 4 without any problems. 5 might be an issue, okay? And so these people went in, grabbed all of the ballots, all the paperwork on the 2020 election, took them somewhere, and had a field day with them. I don't know what the hell they did with them, but I do know this: that It is not under dual control. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that it's not under dual control. They don't have any Democrats watching them.
Yeah.
And they don't probably have a lot of intelligent people.
Well, the
I mean, I know
yeah.
the people that Trump has hired, okay?
right, who are just gonna.
I just think that it's a dirty, I think it's just a slime ball way of doing things.
Well, the county filed a motion in federal court seeking the return. There were 700 boxes.
700 boxes.
Full of these things, arguing that the seizure is unlawful and exceeded the scope of the warrant. And they were requesting the FBI affidavit to, that the FBI affidavit be unsealed to understand the justification, the probable cause for so long after the 2020 election. Because everything that they're quoting, like I said, has a 5-year limit. So what are they planning on? Just planning on saying that, oh, yep, it was stolen. We know we can't do anything about it now because it's 5 years. But I don't know. I guess I don't understand.
Before I forget, though, I do.
And the ACLU witnessed the whole thing so that they could have neutral witnesses during the raid to document the government's actions. So hopefully that will keep them from doing too much.
Ballots need to be kept for 22 months, not 22 days.
Oh, did I say 22 days? I'm sorry.
Said 22
okay,
days.
yeah,
It's
22 months. 22 months.
22
Either way, it's less than 2 years.
It's over,
so so
22 months.
Yeah.
So I just have a real problem with a guy of Trump's mentality throwing accusations out about fake election, illegal,
and I won, and
you can't even imagine how sick and tired I am of hearing that crap from him. It's just in a state, mind you, in a state that the governor was a Republican, the township people,
the AG, it's like
everything.
It's like,
This guy, the governor, went on many times and said, look, I wish that it was the other way around. I wanted you. I voted for you.
Yeah.
Why the hell he voted for him, I have no idea. Okay.
Yeah.
But he said, I voted for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nope, Trump can't figure out in his little brain that he can't understand that he got beat by somebody, as he believes, is the mentality of a Joe Biden.
What gets me is Fulton County. Atlanta is in Fulton County. It votes Democrat. I mean, it's not as if it was like a very high, that they always vote Republicans and all of a sudden they're voting Democrats. I mean, it's not like it should have been a surprise to them. One of the things, and Joe Scarborough brings this up a lot, is that places like Georgia and Michigan, they don't early count the mail-in votes. So all the day of votes are counted before the mail-in votes. And so it looks like, oh, okay, I won. And then the next day he finds out he lost because when they finished counting the mail-in votes, they were overwhelmingly for the other person. And he said they should do it like Florida. Apparently Florida counts their votes early. They count the mail-in votes early before the day comes, so that they can say at midnight, so-and-so won.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if that will stop Donald Trump from saying, oh, no, it's all a fraud or not. But they don't call it. It's only a problem in when Democrats win. The mail-in votes are a problem. They're not a problem, apparently, when Republicans win. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in Fulton County. I was just trying real quick to see when the last time Fulton County voted for a Republican president. It's been many cycles ago. But I must be
I want to say that it was
I'm trying to think.
Reagan or somebody.
Yeah, I'm trying to. But I brought that up one other time. But
Here we go.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, I brought it up at one time and it came up real fast. But at any rate,
Okay.
I'll look that
Yeah,
up
I don't
at
know
some
why it's
point.
not doing that.
So anyway, so that was the whole thing, and I'm telling you, this is only the beginning. Does Trump care about the 2020 election? Well, yeah, because he can't move on, and but this is going to affect this coming election. This will affect the 2028 election. If somebody doesn't get a handle on this, we are going to be in a world of hurt.
Oh, they voted for Nixon.
They voted for
So
Nixon?
1972. Yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
Okay. So this is going to be an issue. This is going to be a huge issue. But the guy is running scared. Again, I believe wholeheartedly that he needs to stay in office. In his mind, he needs to stay in office, or else
Yeah.
he's going to be impeached, possibly this time thrown out,
Yeah.
and he's going to jail.
Yeah.
So he thinks. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if he's ever going to go to jail.
No,
I don't
I
know if
don't.
he's ever going to
Yeah.
pay the price of whatever.
Everything he's done.
But in his mind, he needs to stay in power for many reasons. Number one, to keep him out of jail. Number two, of course, is to be as crooked as he possibly can.
Yeah. And
But that's
Yeah.
just
yeah.
I don't know. So that's where we're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
So that's
that was that.
that was
Over
so
there.
that's what's going on in Georgia, and that's probably pretty much our show.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we
because-
got way off. Sorry, we were gonna do Jeffrey Epstein and some
And
other
we
things.
will,
And
on our next
Melania,
show.
we were gonna talk about her too.
Our next
movie.
show, we'll talk about the movie.
Yeah.
I was going to play a trailer, and I'm going to try to play that trailer again. Or you could just use your imagination and
Yeah.
just say, "Oh, the movie probably sucks." So
Well, I think everybody's seen the commercials. It's a lot of that.
we've
I think.
seen it,
I think.
and,
But
and,
we,
and I,
oh.
quite frankly, after seeing that commercial a few
Yeah.
times, I can't understand why you don't want to go to see it.
It is pretty mesmerizing, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
it's-
her walking up steps and walking
Yeah, as
up
well,
the
she's so
plane and
talented.
walking. Yeah.
So when we talk about when we talk about that, and we'll do that next show.
Yeah.
We'll also talk about Michelle Obama's. She had a movie too.
Yeah, and apparently interest in her movie, her documentary, went way up after Melania's was issued. So apparently that, and brought interest into another first lady that
Yeah.
wasn't there before, I guess.
Wow.
But
So, all right. So that's coming up on our next show.
Yeah.
You got anything to add?
no, I think
Okay.
I-
So you all take care and keep an eye on the the Georgia ballots, because that'll be a thing.
it will be, definitely. Yep.
Have a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.